Welcome to yoga. Today we're going to be working toward Pigeon Pose, which was on the agenda last week but didn't get included because we ran out of time. So let's start by centering. So you can center any way you want, seated or supine. And we're also going to be focusing on how everything is connected in our bodies. You know the old saying, the knee bone's connected to the hip bone, and that's true. And the muscles go from one bone to another, the tendons, the fascia, connective tissue, so that when you have an action in one place, it travels all around the body. So we're all connected. We're going to see our bodies as a whole, all working together. So find your comfortable seat, or whatever, supine. Close your eyes. And we're going to begin today with I'm going to guide you through a body scan. So just starting our practice of wholeness as seeing all the parts of your body and how they flow one into the other. So start at your feet and make that mind-body connection. So visualize in your mind your right foot. Just briefly bring your awareness right to the right foot. Bottom of your foot, the top of your foot, your toes, just briefly, not lingering. And then, excuse me, move your awareness up to your ankle. Any sensations in your ankle, up to your lower leg, your shin, your calf. Notice any parts that are touching the mat. Any sensations there. Now bring your awareness up to your right knee. And then up your right thigh. Big quadricep muscles on the top, and the hamstrings on the back of the thigh. All the way up to your right hip. So notice what's going on where your leg meets your hip. Top of the femur hits into the pelvis. Then bring your awareness down to your left foot. Notice what's going on all around your foot, where your foot is touching the mat. Any sensation, left ankle, left lower leg, shin, the calf, the left knee and hip. All the joints can be problematic, especially as we age. So just notice, no judgment, just noticing, being aware. And then bring your awareness up your left upper leg, big thigh bone, the femur, muscles are all around your thigh, and up into your left hip. And then let your awareness come to your, let's go up the front body, front of your torso. So front up to the top of the pelvis, your abdominal area, where your organs are, some of them, all the way up to your rib cage. So you're traveling up the spine, from the bottom of the spine up to the collarbones, your lungs, your heart. And then let your awareness go to your right arm, down to your right hand, the palm if it's touching the mat or resting on your legs, your fingers. Notice any Nothing going on there. Your right wrist. Then up your lower right arm. Your right elbow. And then your right upper arm up to the shoulder, where the arm connects to the spinal column there through the clavicle. And then down to your left hand and fingers, left wrist, left lower arm. Just notice, no judgment, notice what's going on. Left upper arm. Just knowing that as we move up, all these bones are connected with muscles, tendons, fascia. And then the left shoulder. And then bring your awareness down to the bottom of your spine, so the back of your pelvis, your lower spine, where the spine connects into the pelvic area. Up your lower back, all the way up to the back of your trunk, shoulders, back of your neck. Just in your mind's eye, experience any sensations all around your neck area, your throat, and up the back of your skull. It's resting on the mat, just notice that. Over the top of your head, your scalp, and down the front of your head, your face, your forehead. Notice if you're holding tension there. Just relax your jaw. Even your eyes can sink down, your cheeks, your ears. And then take a moment to bring your awareness to your heart space, the seat of your emotions. Although emotions can be felt many places in the body. Sometimes it's a constricted throat, a tight chest, tension in your neck, your belly, butterflies in your stomach. Just notice if you can sense any emotions in your body. So sensation is the way our bodies communicate to our mind. So a fear response is actually a physical body response, a release of chemicals, a tightening of muscles, and then that is translated in your mind as whatever emotion you want to name it. So notice your emotions today, and they are what they are, so you're not trying to get rid of them or get over them, you're just noticing, seeing where you are. And then finally notice your mind, the thoughts in your mind, if they're busy or kind of relaxed. Notice that as well. And the goal of yoga, one, is to slow the fluctuations of the mind. That is your thoughts, just to slow them down, to create some space for your true self to emerge. So not all the chatter in your mind, but just to listen to your body and know what's really going on there without translating it into this, that, or the other thing. And then bring your attention to your breath, which, as we know, is it's a way, another way the body communicates. So if you are able to maintain a slow, deep, even breath, so begin consciously to just deepen and slow down your breath now. Nice relaxed face, soft belly. Bring the breath all the way down to the bottom of your lungs. As the diaphragm descends on the inhale, soft belly allows it to go all the way down, opening the chest, bringing in more fresh air. And then equal in length, slow, deep exhale. It's actually the most important part is your exhale. Getting all the stale breath, the toxins out, allowing more space for the fresh air on the next in-breath. So your breath is a way that you can communicate with your body, signaling calm, helping your body to calm down. So that's conscious breathing. And then the slowing down, the focus that we practice in yoga, the focus on the breath, the slow, even breath, slows down your mind, slows down your thoughts, and leaves space for transformation. Now take a few moments to create an intention for your practice. Seal that into your heart space, your mind. Let it go to revisit as we practice. And then, if you're not already there, come on over onto your back. We'll begin practice on our back. With knees bent, feet flat on the mat about hip distance apart. Begin with your arms by your sides. Spread your finger bases. And we'll begin just with the arms, moving with the breath. Inhale. Reach your arms up and back overhead. Exhale, brings the arms back down by your hips. So just a few times, inhale and exhale, just moving the arms, matching your movement to your breath, keeping your finger brace spread, active arms. Notice as you inhale, the chest lifts, assisting the movement of your arms overhead. And the next time your arms come down by your sides, pause there. And on your next inhale, bring your knees up over your hips. Tone your low belly, so bring your navel toward your spine, lower back flat on the floor. So engage your core, and as you exhale, keeping that strong core engagement, lower your feet toward the mat. Don't have to go all the way. You want to only go as far as you can, keeping your low back on the mat. So just inhale, brings your knees back. Exhale, lower. So this is awakening your core, flexing your hips, moving slowly, keeping your low back pressed to the mat. Only go as far down as you can without having a curve in your low back. And then pause. Bring both knees into your chest. Take a hold over your legs and rock on your sacrum. Apanasana. And then bring your feet back to the mat. Take your right knee over your right hip. And on an inhale, straighten your right leg, foot is flexed, reach that leg up toward the ceiling. At the same time, lightly press into the mat with your left foot. and then exhale down. So just a few times like that. Inhale, straighten your right leg. Exhale, bend it. Extend, flex, extend, flex, and then the next time your leg extends up, bring your arms up overhead, fingers are spread. On an exhale, pull your belly in, lift up, arms on each side of your leg. Inhale down, exhale up. A few times, crunches. If you want to hold, you can take a hold around your leg and use your arms to assist the lift of your chest toward your leg, but let your core do the lifting for the most part, or you can keep moving. And then bend the right knee, bring it back to the mat. Straighten out your left leg. Come over onto your left hip a little bit. Arms out shoulder height. And then bring your right knee across your left to a twist. You can have your hand on your left knee. You can straighten that left leg if that feels good. So find something that feels good just for a few breaths. See if you can let go of something on the exhale. Soften. Let gravity press your body down. Don't force it. Finding just the right stretch sensation for you today. Slow, deep, even breath. Two more. And inhale back to center. Bend both knees, and we'll repeat that sequence to the other side. So I'm going to begin by bringing your left knee over the hip, and then inhale, straighten, exhale, flex back and forth between extension and flexion. And then keep the legs straight. Bring your arms back. And on an exhale, pull your belly in, lift your upper body up. And continue like that, moving or holding, your choice. Moving with your breath. Inhale, down, exhale, lift. Strong core. And then come down, put both feet on the mat, straighten your right leg, and cross your left knee over toward the right. Option to straighten that leg out, keep it bent, modify to make it right for you. For about a minute. So just inhale, exhale, release on the exhale. Stay with your sensation. Listen to your body. And then unwind from the twist, come back to center. Knees are still bent. Bring your heels as close to your hips as you can, so maybe you can touch the backs of your heels with your fingertips or get close. Arms are by your side, palms face down. Spread your fingers, press lightly into the mat with your feet and your arms, and on an inhale, lift your hips, and on an exhale, lower down from the top of your vertebral spine to the pelvis. Dynamic bridge. Inhale lifts. Each time, go a little deeper. Move with your breath. Slow movement. Press into your big toe mounds so that your knees don't splay out to the side. Lengthen out from the top of your thigh out through the tops of your knees. Getting a stretch, lengthen, opening up the hip socket. And option to hold. You can clasp your hands under your back. Press up. Inhale, your chest moves toward your chin, not the other way around. Slow, deep breath. And then unclasp your hands if you've done that and lower down. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock right and left. And then either come to your side or cross your ankles and rock up. So you can come into an all-four foundation. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Spread your fingers, press into the tops of your feet, and we'll do a few rounds of Earth Salutation. So begin in cow, inhale, spinal extension, exhale, round your back, come back into Child's Pose. Inhale, scoop up, exhale, tuck your toes, hips up and back into Downward Facing Dog. And then inhale, back to tabletop or cow. Exhale, into child. Move with your breath. One movement, one breath. Inhale, up, exhale, Downward Facing Dog. Do 2 more rounds of Earth Salutation in time to your own breath. It's like a moving meditation, so move slowly, stay with the sensation all the way through. If you can close your eyes and do it, that makes it even easier to keep in your feeling mind, not your thinking mind. And the next time you come to Downward Facing Dog, walk your hands back to your feet. So bend your knees, walk your hands back to your feet, come into forward bend. Put your hands on your shins, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press into your feet, spread your fingers, reach all the way up, and hands down the midline, Anjali Mudra. And at the back of your mat, we'll come into Mountain Pose. So build your Mountain Pose, every pose from the foundation up. Lift and spread your toes, broaden the base of your feet. Press down into all 4 corners. And now this is where when you press down, the muscular action travels and the energy travels right up. So your kneecaps lift, everything comes into alignment here. Tuck your tailbone, lift your shoulders up and back, open your chest, hands out to the sides, palms forward, spread your fingers, And lift up through the crown of your head so your ears are over your shoulders. And then you've got the alignment. Let go of anything you don't need. So just soften a little bit. Make sure your face and jaw and neck are relaxed. Close your eyes if you have the balance. Come back to your breath. 3 slow, deep, even breaths, maybe even a belly breath. And then open your eyes. And we're just going to do some side bends to open up our side body. We're moving into some postures that will require side bending. So inhale, arms come up. Exhale, pretend you're holding like a ball, a pretty big ball between your arms, and exhale to the right, reaching out. Inhale up, exhale to the left. Keep your outer foot pressing down to the mat, lengthen all the way up whichever side you're bending toward. And just take a few more lateral bends. Now step your feet wider apart, more than hip width, and we'll just do some lateral bends there. This time, let your right hand go down your right thigh as your left hand comes up over your ear, and just opposite on the other side. And then come back to center and come to the back. You're already at the back edge of your mat. I moved. So from the back edge of your mat, we're going to do some couple balance sequences. So start with your hands on your hips. Remember balance. You have that drishti that you're looking at something that's not moving. You're going to engage your core, move with your breath. Keep your focus on your breath and have a playful attitude, perhaps a smile. So let your weight go into your left foot, come onto your right toes, and tap your toes in front, out to the side, back, and then lift your right knee. Just do a few more just like that. Front, side, back, raise. You can hover your foot, not actually touching, to make it a little more challenging. And then let your right leg come down. Weight's going to go into your right leg, up on your left toes. Tap front, side, back, and lift. So practice your balance on this side. And then come back to neutral, and we're going to do a sequence of just stepping. So I'll show you what we're going to do first. You're going to step forward with your right foot, bring your left foot right up in front, step forward with your left, bring your right foot up. So we're going to do 3 steps up and 3 steps back. So we'll start, step forward with your right foot, Come off your left toes and bring your left foot up. Without touching down, step forward, bring your right foot up, and then one more. I'm going to go off the camera if I do it. Then, with your left knee up, step your left foot back and bring your right knee up. Then step back with your right foot, up with your left. Back with your left, up with your right. And do that whole sequence one more time. So 3 steps up and 3 steps back. And you want to go slowly. That's how you practice the balance. You don't want to run. You want to consciously, mindfully step up and back. See, now because you're not in front of me, I can't see if you're done with that, but when you're finished with it, with your balance, just shake out your legs, shake out your arms, shoulders, maybe take some Tai Chi twists, get rid of any tension there, and come to face the long edge of your mat. Stretch your feet wide apart, step your feet wide apart, toes face forward. We're going to do a sequence of 3 open hip postures. I'm going to just tell you what they're going to be because there's one part that it'll be good if you know that's coming. So our foot foundation's going to be the same. So you're going to lift your left heel back and turn your right toes out to the front. So it's Warrior 2. So the heels are either on the same line or heel to back arch. And you're going to have your right knee bent right over your right ankle. Then here's where I'll tell you, you can be in this position, but just watch. So we're going to go Warrior 2, and then reverse Warrior, and then we're going to straighten the front leg and come into triangle. So that's the only thing. The legs stay the same, except for the third one, we're going to straighten that right leg. But the feet positions stay the same. And it's going to be one inhale, move into the pose, exhale, hold in the pose. So let's give it a go. So right foot, right knee over right ankle. Make sure you can see your right big toe, and your shoulders are squared to the front edge of the mat, and you want to try to have your spine coming right up the middle. Start with your hands at heart center. Inhale, arms out shoulder height, fingers are spread, and then turn to look over the middle finger of the right hand. So that's inhale. Then exhale here. Then as you come to the next inhale, left hand down your left thigh and side bend to the left. Exhale in there, that pose. Then as you inhale, straighten your right leg, let your right hand come down, resting gently on your right leg, left arm up. Okay, and then we'll do it again. Inhale, bend your knee back to Warrior 2. Exhale. That's a plane taking off. Oh, sorry. Inhale, reverse Warrior. Exhale. Inhale, triangle pose. Exhale. Sorry. Inhale. Warrior 2. Exhale. Inhale. Reverse Warrior. Inhale. Triangle. And then this time when you come up, bend your front knee again. We're going to go into Parsva Konasana, bent side angle, and we're going to hold that. So On an inhale, reach your right arm forward, bring your right forearm to your thigh. Hand can be on your hip. You want to really bring this left shoulder back. It can be up or it can be over your ear. Don't collapse into your thigh. So lightly, you want to keep the lift in your spine using your trunk muscles. So you don't want to collapse down. You want to have a nice straight line out through the crown of your head. Keep bringing your right knee back, pressing strongly into both feet. See if you can breathe slow, deep, and even. And then inhale, come all the way up. Bring your feet together. Take a couple rounds of half sun before we do the other side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. And hands down the midline. One more. Step your feet wide apart, and we'll go the other side. So this time, left heel pivots back, right heel pivots back, left toes toward the front of your mat. Find the bend in your knee, right over the ankle. Square your shoulders to the long edge of the mat. Inhale, arms out shoulder height. Turn your gaze. Inhale. Exhale, then inhale into reverse warrior. Exhale. Inhale, straighten your left leg, come into triangle. Back up to warrior two. So move with your own breath. Inhale moves into the pose, exhale, settle. When you get to triangle, again, don't put too much weight into your hand on your leg. You want to keep your spine lifted and long. And after you finish the third sequence of Dancing Warrior, bend your knee for Parsvottanasana. Make sure you can see your big toe. Reach out, forearm to your left thigh. Hand can be on your hip, your sacrum. Really want to have the chest open, shoulders stacked. See if you can take several slow, deep, even breaths. Feeling stable on your foundation, but not gripping, not over-efforting, not dumping into the leg. Lift your spine up. And then inhale, come back up. 2 rounds of half sun. Come up through chair if you want. Any way you want. Just bringing some movement after stillness. And the next time you come to a forward fold, pause there, bend your knees. Step back into downward facing dog, and then bring your knees to the mat. and we're going to move into Pigeon Pose. A little bit of a modification from the usual one. So you're going to bring your right knee to your, not just up to your right wrist, and maybe the foot over top of the foot on the mat in front of your left knee, and then slide your left leg back. Now try to have your hips be level, and then lengthen up, walk your hands forward, and come down onto your hands or the mat or a block. Pigeon Pose. So your chest is over your right thigh. You're on the top of your left foot. You can have a blanket under your knee if your knees are sensitive. We're going to stay here for a minute, so see if you can find the place that, again, feels like a good stretch, but it's not. It's challenging, but you can breathe. So this version of pigeon is really a great stretch for your piriformis muscle. It's not so much external rotation. A little easier on your knees. Try to soften down each exhale. Stay with the sensation. Notice how the sensation changes as you stay in the pose. Then use your hands to walk yourself back up. Keep your right knee the way it is. Bring your left leg around to the outside of your right knee, if that's available. Use your left arm as a kickstand, a little crutch to help keep your spine nice and tall and lengthened. And then bind your right arm around your left knee, or just hold it with your hand. But before we begin to twist, inhale and lengthen. Get a nice tall spine before you begin to twist. Then exhale, bring your belly in and twist, starting down at your lower abdomen. And inhale, lengthen each time. Exhale, bring the twist up a little farther. Find the place where it feels good. You don't want to jam or force anything. And the last thing to come around are your shoulders, and perhaps, if it's okay with your neck, your gaze can come over your left shoulder, or you can gaze over your right shoulder, or just keep your gaze neutral. So, just a seated twist. If seated twists are contraindicated for you, you can do a twist on your back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. And now as we come out of the twist, you come out from the top down. So your gaze comes around first, then your shoulders, and then last part lower down, just the opposite of the way we went in. Then uncross your legs, come back to all fours, and we'll do pigeon on the other side. So this time, left knee toward left wrist, left foot toward right knee, then slide back on the top, blanket under your knee if you're uncomfortable. You're on the top of your right foot. Lengthen out first, then walk your hands out. You can stay up like this, like a sphinx in the front, or you can lower down. So we'll be here for about a minute, so just settle in. If the sensations are strong but not painful, try to stay with your breath, breathe through, notice if anything changes. Pigeon was described to me by one of my teachers as a pose where you can see how you respond to a challenge or an uncomfortable position. Do you give it a go and stick with it as long as it's not painful? Try to stay with your breath. And a challenging pose can actually become very enjoyable when you lose your fear of it. Okay, then use your hands to walk yourself up. Bring your right leg around. Right foot to the outside of your left knee. Right hand behind you. Inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, belly in. Begin to twist from low down up to the top. Don't force it, just find the right sweet spot for your twist. Each inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, maybe go a little further, maybe not. And then come out of the twist from the top down. And bring your legs out in front in Dandasana. So feet are flexed, tall spine. You can lightly press your hands into the mat by your hips to help get a little more length in your spine. Couple breaths here. And then bend your knees. Wrap your arms around your legs, round your back, bring your head toward your knees, hug a little bit. And then bring your torso up, arms out, engage your core strongly, and with a round back, lower down, thinking about bringing one vertebra at a time onto the mat. So slowly lower using your core strength. Slowly, slowly, slowly. All the way down. And bring your knees into your chest. Rock right and left. Maybe circle your knees around your hips. Any movement, any pose you want to take before we move to Shavasana. So it could be a happy baby, windshield wipe. So just take a minute or so to give yourself any movement or pose that you need. And then start to set up for Shavasana. So get comfy and balanced, symmetrical. As little effort as possible. It can be really nice to have a weight on your abdomen or an eye bag, a little weight. That weight signals to your body to relax. If it's cold, you can be covered. Sometimes a rolled up blanket under your knees helps, or So don't be afraid to experiment with Shavasana. Find something that really works for you. And once you're settled, close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. And just surrender. That's all you have to do. Just let everything go. All effort, thoughts, they'll keep going on up there, but just let them pass by. Let them pass by. The only thing you're doing is breathing, and that happens all by itself. Just release any muscular tension. Melt down into the mat. Feel the support of your whole body on the mat. Being held, you're being held. Safe. No worries. This moment, right here, right now, you have everything you need. Everything is as it should be. Just rest. And gently Bring your awareness back to the present, the space, deepen your breath, awaken your body, small movements, gradually bringing yourself over onto your side. Just noticing your body and sensations, your emotions, your mental activity at the end of practice. Reconnecting with your breath and your intention. And then use your arms to bring yourself up to a comfortable seat. Eyes closed, spine tall. Bring your hands, palms together, thumbs at your heart space, and bow gently to your efforts today, your willingness to listen to your body, to give your body what it needs, not what you think, not have it be the way you think it should be, but accepting yourself just as you are and working from where you are. So the body communicates to the mind through sensation, and through consciously working with the breath, we are able to calm the body, create a space in our thoughts, a space where instead of reacting, doing the same things over and over and over, we create a space to make a choice for change if that's what we want. So I hope that yoga for you can allow that to happen. And I thank you for coming to yoga today. I really wish we could be together, and I hope that will happen soon. But in the meantime, the light in me bows to and honors the very same light in each of you. Namaste. Oh, and so the plane, sorry, the man across the lake has a pontoon plane, and it is the loudest noise. So I'm sorry that interrupted our practice today, but and then the other thing is that last week I meant to be talking about tapas, which is dedicated practice, and instead I used a different Sanskrit word, tamas, and I'm sorry about that, but probably doesn't make any difference, the word, but I just wanted to correct myself. It was tapas, which is dedicated practice, focus. Anyway, bye. See you next week.